months.
Yeah.
And he's like, that's the sickest place on the planet.
I bet.
He's like, there's some weird, like, interpersonal, like, workings in that restaurant.
Yeah.
Because it's, like, family stuff.
100%. And, like, he was
I
think she dates her exec chef. At the time, she was dating him, and the dude was, like, 20.
Well, I think, and she's still married.
And she's still married.
She's still married.
And her husband, I think, lives there. I think he, like,
the husband lives there, and the kids live there.
Yeah.
And she was dating Jackson's boss, essentially, who was, like, younger than her and Jackson.
100%.
And, like, the husband was dating whichever one of the servers.
There was just an open...
And well, Jackson was like, is this weird? Like, is this weird? And, like, and like, the cooks told him, he was like, they never fight. They're never, like, nothing ever happens in front of their kids. And this will be the, like, best work environment you've ever
No, 100%. Like,
and Jackson was like, holy shit. And, like, he worked there, like, 2 weeks, and he's like, I love it here.
Yeah.
And she came to him and was like, hey, I'm going to Italy, and I always take the stagiaires with me on the trips if they can come. And she was like, you've done a really good job. I would like you to come with me to Italy. And he, like, went to Modena and cooked with her.
Dope.
And, like, then they, like, went back, like... He was like, I would go there and work for her right now.
Yeah.
He was like, but it just, like, would never strategically work for me. I'm 50 years old.
Dude, she's so dope, man. When I worked with her, she's like, okay, we're going to talk about menu now. We need wine. And I was like, no other fucking 12-day chef ever asked me for wine to talk about some shit. So I was like, okay, like, I don't even know if I can do that shit.
I didn't even remember her doing a 12
Oh, dude, it was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Like beef tongue with red pepper flavors, fucking, that was the best dish that she did. But just her energy the entire time. And
who went with Sean? Who was there with Sean? Oh. Was Sam his traveling chef then?
No. Sam came to the brunch, to the Charter Oak brunch. Another gentleman that was CDC at McCrady's at the time.
Jordan Sleesman was his traveling chef.
I believe so, yeah.
Or Dana.
A bald man.
Jordan.
Yeah. And egg sheets. That's what I remember. Yeah. In the freezer.
Yeah.
Coming out. And like, whether you blend egg yolks, you just put it in acetate, then freeze it, and then you cut it and put it on top of that.
Put it on top of something that seals it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
they would do it on top of poached fish or grits.
And I remember we had like 70 covers, and at that time we did them all the covers at once.
Like banquet style?
So it's like, banquet style. And that's the craziest part about 12 days. Yeah, trying to do it actually. Yeah.
Without them fucking melting.
Then you're fucking them up, and you're like, are we going to make it, dude? I only made 80 of these. You know what I mean? Like, we got 7 mistakes. That's it.
and you don't want him to see it.
No, not at all. No. I mean, I still say to this day, and I'm sure you've heard me say it on the podcast, I feel like I owe Sean Brock an apology for what was the Charter Oak brunch series that we did with him. Because we did like fucking 400 of the hardest covers we've ever done. Like, we fucking... I had somewhere to be after that, and I felt bad leaving. I left at like 4.
Yeah.
And my sous chef, Dan Lucky, at the time was like, yo, we didn't finish cleaning this shit up till like 10 p.m. from the brunch. Oh. And it was just like, dude. So I haven't seen him. But when I do, I'm going to be like, sir, I am so sorry. So sorry. Like, it was bad, man.
Oh,
like,
that's brutal.
We had this fucking melon... fresh scooped melon with cold ass shiso oil on for dessert, and we almost ran out of melons, bro. We were like having to go back to the ones that we had already carved out of to like try and see what we can fucking scoop out of them. And then we go out into the dining room, and everybody's like, that was the greatest fucking brunch I've ever had. Still to this day, people come up to me and say, I had a great time. Trevor Perkins came to that brunch. That's where I first met him.
Okay.
Great time.
Yeah.
But dude, the goodbye for me and Sean was like, he didn't even look at me. He's just like, I'm fucking out of here, bro. And I'm just like, I get it, man.
It's like he has like the one thing that I know, like I knew immediately about Sean, and I never wanted to be on either end of it. Kind of, is like, and he still is this way. Like it wasn't like this wasn't anything to do with his like alcohol or anything. He had the highest high of happiness. And, like, the highest high of anger of anyone I'd ever been around. Any high school sports coach, any, like, relationship I'd been in. And, like, that dude would either make you feel the biggest or the smallest. And I was like, oh, man, just stay in the middle forever.
Yeah,
I want to be in the gray with him.
Yeah. Dude, it was like, I'm so sorry.
They did, Magnus came and did a dinner at McCrady's.
Oh, really?
When I was there. And, like, he came and ate at Husk, like, 3 times during it.
Yeah.
He became obsessed with Mountain Dew.
Really?
Like, he was like, what is it?
Magnus loves it.
Not the drink. We were making vinegar out of it.
Oh.
Like, we dumped, like, 4 2-liters into a fermenter.
Yeah.
Spike it with moonshine, hit it with a mother, and then we'd have Mountain Dew vinegar.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Who thought of that?
Probably Josh Fertoni.
Okay.
Who was like another dude that went through that place that's like, is somebody worth talking to, because that dude's got a cool story.
Yeah.
He worked for Melissa...
The one in San Francisco?
No. The one in Maine.
Oh.
I can't remember the name of it. There's an episode of Bourdain where he goes there and, like, Fertoni's sitting at the table with him. Mm-hmm. But anyway, Josh came down to be, like, Sean's R&D guy.
Yeah.
And he just started making vinegars. We had root beer vinegar. We had, like, just, like, oat milk vinegar. We had Mountain Dew vinegar. We had sweet tea vinegar. Like, we just were making all of them.
Yeah.
And Magnus got there and he was like, this Mountain Dew vinegar is very good.
Yeah.
And we were like, yeah, dude, it's cool. And he did a dish of, like, grilled spot prawn with, like, a matsutake next to it grilled off.
With a shit ton of that vinegar on it.
And he had put them, like, Fertoni had been putting the Mountain Dew back into Mountain Dew bottles because he thought it was funny.
Yeah.
And Magnus put, like, a sprayer head on it.
Oh my god! So he was 2 liters spraying at him.
He had a 20-ounce, but he went into the dining room and asked all the guests, like, "Would you like a Mountain Dew vinegar? Mountain Dew vinegar?" And like me and the dudes at work just still bust on it now because like I'm like, "Hey, let's make like somebody get like buy a case of Concords. We'll break them down and like do the stuff, and we'll save some of the juice and we'll make Concord vinegar." And they're like, Mountain Dew vinegar? I'm like, no, chef, not the Mountain Dew vinegar. Never again. Yeah. But like he got heated that night, and like I wasn't in the back for it. I had already left, but evidently like Magnus went down the line and was like testing everybody's knives to like slice something, and he didn't find one he liked. And he got to the end and threw one on the ground, and Sean was like, "Dude, let's stop right now." Yeah, like. I know that I've yelled at all of them today, but he was like, you don't get to throw any of them shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, but like, other than that, he was cool with us, but it was like...
Dude, the egos sometimes for those dinners...
Gets too much.
Yeah, for 12 days, it was like, all right, is it going to be a humble experience? Or are we going to have to compete with these motherfuckers?
Yeah.
When Alinea...
That's a hectic one.
When Alinea came, it was like competition. No, we didn't like work together.
Nobody met in the middle.
No, because all their dishes were already prepped, so they got there.
What's the dude that did the podcast that does Snail Bar?
Andres.
Yeah, that's a bad story. Like going there and like getting offered a job and being like, I would never work here.
Yeah, I fucking love that.
But I listened to it and like my dude Opie, at the line worked at like Woodbury Kitchen in Baltimore forever for Spike.
Right.
And like in this area, Spike's a big deal. Like he was like before Sean even. Like that dude won't use black pepper. He grows fish peppers, dries them, and seasons like with fish pepper instead of black pepper because you can't get black pepper in the Mid-Atlantic.
Yeah.
That's too much for me. But I don't have any of those rules now. Like only buying stuff from the Southeast at Husk was like too hard. I was like, let's get some.
Well, you heard Colby. Yeah. He was like, we stopped putting mascarpone in the fucking
in the grits because
it wasn't local.
Yeah,
fuck that. It's
like
delicious.
If you need it, you need it.
Exactly.
What's David Kinch? David Kinch's thing was like, if sometimes you want it and that's okay. Like,
exactly.
He's like, I have my own farm, but sometimes you want it and that's okay.
Exactly.
I made hot sauce today with Buddha's hands. They don't grow in Virginia.
Yeah.
I can't even remember where we were going. But like
talking about Nilsson knife throwing.
The
egos during
the 12 days seems insane.
Yeah.
Because you got like they're coming back to back.
Yeah.
So like you could have the super bro there doing the dinner, but the person who's prepping could ruin it for like the entire like Meadowood staff.
Yeah.
The dude who's doing his dinner and then still be coming back tomorrow to fuck on you again.
Yeah, exactly.
While somebody else tries to prep.
Dude, I mean, they get off a plane and they slept, right? So they're like, all right, tomorrow's end time is 6 a.m. And you're like, bro, we've been doing this for like 6 days.
Yeah, we're tired.
Like, we've been coming in here at 6 o'clock in the morning and leaving at 2. I mean, a couple nights they got me a room at Meadowood.
Brutal.
And I'm like, if you're getting a fucking $4,000 room for a sous chef or a cook, like, shit's serious.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, that's hectic.
It was an amazing experience.
What's up? Is that like the move? You going back to California from?
I'm going back to California 100%. Yeah. I mean, it's funny because you're here, here, Wyoming, fuck California. Everyone.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck California. And I'm like, I just said to them, like, bro, there's the same amount of people that think the way you do in California.
About everywhere else.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like, it's not just... this place, it just gets painted as this, everyone's liberal and no one cares about anything. Like, I've heard the same arguments happen in California as I've heard in Wyoming, as I've heard in Connecticut. Right. Like, same shit.
Yeah.
But I just feel like I feel at home there.
Was like...
It changed my life.
It was the other place I would have gone, like... Kinch came and ate at Husk when I worked there.
Oh, dope.
We can go eat after this if you want to. Kinch came and ate.
Yeah.
And everybody knew that I was obsessed. Like, it was the place I'd have gone. I'd have done anything to work for him.
Yeah.
Like, I'd have left and I'd have felt bad, but I'd have been like, Travis, I have to leave tomorrow.
Yeah.
And he came to eat, and I worked lunch that day, and he came in to eat because he was going to McCrady's that night, and then he came back and ate the next day. And we styled him out, and everything was awesome. And by that point, I was working fish, and, like, I would help Travis. I was more interested in, like, the VIP tasting menus because, like, Travis is, like, awesome, but also a bastard. Like, if you go to eat at Husk and he knows you're coming, like...
He's going to fuck your shit up.
It's a rain of fire.
Yeah.
And he gives you, like... He prints you your own menu, and he gives it to you, like, rolled up with a piece of, like Charleston, like, seagrass.
Yeah.
Like a diploma at the end, because it's like you've completed a task.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Mine was like 24 when I left.
Yeah.
And, like, he cooks it for you. Like, everybody says, like, everybody has, like, Drew said it was Skeens. Like, for me, it's Travis. I've never seen anybody do better, nicer, faster prep than Travis. Mm-hmm. Like, it's insane. It's embarrassing to watch him cut veg and he's like this big, and it's just like doesn't make any sense. Just an angry little Irish man who is just banging prep like Charles Oakley. Like, it's crazy. And he did my dinner or whatever, but like we did it for Kinch, and I was like, dude, I love this guy. Like, all he does is sick vegetables, and he does them like better than everybody.
Yeah,
and like. But he wakes up and goes surfing every morning.
Yeah.
And he listens to cool music. And, like, seemingly has never been angry.
Yeah.
His restaurant keeps burning down, and he's just like, oh, well, at least I'm still here, and we'll all get to come back. Yeah. And, like, Fox was there maybe. And I was like, everything just, like, it would kill to go there.
Yeah.
And I put in my notice. And, like, my last week, we would all go to this bar called the Wolf Track. And it had been like 2 months, and Travis and Sean were both there that night. And I went outside, and Sean was like, I appreciate everything, man. Like, thanks for the work. I'm out of here, and just blew out.
Yeah.
And then Travis was like, come outside. I want to do one. We'll bring, like, get 2 beers and 2 shots.
Yeah.
And I went outside, and it was like the test to see if I really wanted to leave. And he was like, hey, read this email I got today. And he had emailed Kinch. And, like, Kinch was like, oh, the guy who helped you cook that meal for me, he was like, he can be hired tomorrow. And I was like, you son of a bitch. I was like, I've told you, like, I'd already bought a wedding ring.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm going up there to get engaged, you freak. Like,
yeah.
I was like, but that's sick. I was like, now I know that I could have worked there.
Yeah.
And then I got married, and his book had just come out.
Yeah.
And, like, the whole time.
Beautiful book.
Oh, yeah. We were on our honeymoon in
insane.
Italy, and I was, like, sitting on the beach, like, or, like, the little rock beach in Italy, like, and I just read that book the whole time I was there, and I was like, I really love you because this is sick.
Yeah,
like I could be doing
the fact that you're letting me do this,
or
not like pay attention to me.
No, I was like, this book is sick.
Yeah,
I was like, I love you because I could be in California right now surfing with this dude cooking this lamb. Like, see this lamb that's just eating this.